Very warm welcome to everyone watching this Siberian Health TV video. My name is YURY GICHEV and I'm the Scientific Director of Siberian Health International. This time around, I'm going to talk about our new product, L-carnitine and Siberian Ginseng, which is also known under the name of carnitine in our European markets. Now, almost everyone knows about such amino acid as L-carnitine. Various dietary supplements with L-carnitine are in wide use today as fat burners, but to be honest, seldom with any desired effects. Why is this so? What are we doing wrong using L-carnitine? Let's try to separate the wheat from the chaff by taking a close look at some of the biochemical processes in our body. Overall, fat is an excellent source of energy. It gives us twice as much energy as proteins or carbohydrates. However, in order to burn fat, we need to put it into a furnace. By that I mean special cellular compartments which have an ability to oxidize fat. They are called the mitochondria. But here is the catch. Huge molecules of fatty acids cannot penetrate the walls of the mitochondria themselves. In order to penetrate these membranes, fat needs L-carnitine, which plays the role of a tug, which helps to move huge airplanes from the airport terminal to the runway. If we lack L-carnitine, our fat cannot be transported into the mitochondria and thus cannot be burned for energy. We get energy from other sources and fat gets piled up in our body. Everything is simple, isn't it? And on the contrary, fat must be burned completely when we use L-carnitine. But must be doesn't necessarily mean will be. And very often, L-carnitine fails to help in fat burning. Let's try to understand why. First of all, one must remember that it's not L-carnitine at all that enables fat burning. It just helps with the transportation. And the only thing that can force our body to use up fat is high energy needs, which are the highest during lengthy aerobic exercise. Otherwise, if your body feels comfortable with its energy levels, no L-carnitine supplement will make it use up more fat. Another important issue is the balance between lipolysis or fat burning and lipogenesis, the synthesis of new fat. If the latter is more active than the former, L-carnitine will also be useless. That's why we must also understand how fat is produced in our bodies. In physically inactive people with excess weight who now prevail in Western countries, most fat are synthesized from carbohydrates, or for short, carbs. It's because we eat plenty of food rich in sugars and simple carbs, which overwhelm the bloodstream, pushing glucose levels up to a dangerous threshold. Our body responds to this threat via release of insulin, a hormone which forces blood sugar to leave the bloodstream and be quickly utilized by cells for energy. But in physically inactive people this doesn't happen because their cells gradually become insulin resistant, because they don't need extra energy, especially their muscle cells. And the release of insulin after we have eaten a food that is rich in carbs can't help anymore with flushing out excess blood sugar. And the only emergency pathway left for our body is a fast conversion of sugars into fat. No need to explain that L-carnitine supplements are also out of play under such conditions. Is it possible to overcome the insulin resistance of your cells and therefore reduce the conversion of carbs into fat? Definitely. But once again, as we have discussed before, the main role here belongs to strenuous physical exercise, which increases the demand by our cells for energy and hence makes them much more sensitive to insulin. So let's summarize. We need regular physical activity both to burn excess fat and to stop the conversion of carbs into fat by maintaining the body's high insulin sensitivity. If we are physically inactive, nothing will help, nothing at all. Any weight loss diet or supplement will start to work only after we reignite the energy metabolism in the body by energy-consuming exercise. Our new supplement, L-carnitine and Siberian Ginseng, was developed to assist the fat-burning processes and make our exercise more efficient in this way. L-carnitine helps us to use more fat as a source of energy, providing a smooth and fast transportation of fatty acids into the mitochondria. Siberian ginseng extract helps to maintain normal carbohydrate metabolism and also fights the insulin resistance of cells. Altogether, it lessens the chance of a carbs-to-fat conversion to minimum. Furthermore, Siberian ginseng is known as the most powerful sports adaptogen, which helps our heart and muscles to better endure hard exercise and thus spend much more energy and fat. Standardized green tea extract contains some natural substances. Together they are called theobromines that act similarly to our hormone adrenaline, which boosts energy metabolism and forces it to be less thrifty. And thus we can achieve a higher level of energy expenditure while at the same time maintaining the same level of physical activity. The fourth ingredient, fat-soluble vitamin C in the form of ascorbyl palmitate, is needed for additional antioxidant protection because fat burning is a typical oxidative process which may therefore generate free radicals. Paraphrasing the famous words of John Donne, I often like to say, nobody's health is an island entire of itself. So join us on the Siberian Health TV.